and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Chat with Curry and Adrian. I am Curry Terrell. With me, as always, the incredible Adrian McMillan. I just made myself dizzy doing that.
I know.
Woosah.
Honk shoe.
Honk shoe.
What's up?
How's life?
It's fabulous. We had Chili's today, and that's all that matters.
We had Chili's, which was so good.
It was really good. And I got those quesadillas, which I don't think I've ever had before.
3 for me.
Mm-hmm. And we discovered the drink is one of the 3, which I don't think should be included.
It should be appetizer, meal, dessert. If it's going to be, it can be a lower, like if you notice now, it used to be, what was it, 2 for...
20.
Yes, exactly. Or like, remember before the one thing, like the one person one that was like 15 or something? That one, I noticed now when you get the crispers, which is what I always get, you don't get the corn. You know, used to get crispers.
Corn in the cob.
Yeah, crispers, fries, and corn. Now in the 3 for me, they've taken away one of the sides. That's why Patrick ordered, exactly, inflation. Patrick ordered a side.
Of fries.
Potatoes,
that's
exactly.
Right.
And I thought, see, he's just making it like it was.
Right. But then it ends up paying more.
Exactly. I mean, it's the world.
Chili's, we have some questions for you.
Yeah. But the waiter, Ethan, the best waiter we've ever had at Chili's.
Shout out. We should tweet them. You should tweet them.
I actually think I'm going to send an email.
You should. Ethan at Encino Chili's was the best.
Fabulous. You know, at at Cracker Barrel, if you send an email complimenting the waiter, that's how they get those stars on their thing, and they get a raise. So every time they get a customer compliment, if they have 4 stars, that means they've gotten 4 compliments.
So if you get 100, do you get 100 stars?
No.
There's a max.
4. So if you go to Cracker Barrel and the waiter doesn't have any stars, or they have like 1, they're either brand new or they're not good.
Yeah.
So,
okay, good to know. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, but most of them now, the waiters look like they're 15, so I'm guessing when they have 1 star, it's like their second day at work.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
How's your week been?
A blur.
Any
Literally
highs,
a blur.
any lows?
No. I mean, what?
I know a low. We didn't get Olivia Rodrigo tickets.
That's true. There were 95,000 people in line ahead of me.
The first day, the nosebleeds, like the top $400. The second day, the one section below that was all that popped up, $800.
Girl, Olivia, please call in and explain to us why.
Olivia, we do have some questions. And here's what's frustrating. I really like her. I can sing the whole album front to back.
I cannot, for the record.
I just want to go and enjoy myself. It shouldn't be this hard.
Maybe day of.
Again, though, Patrick, we have gotten tickets to every concert that we've tried to get tickets for other than 2 people. Olivia, can you name the other?
Joni Mitchell.
Harry Styles. Oh, yeah, Joni Mitchell. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think we can go.
Meaning you. I won't be here.
Fine. Also, the Tonys.
That's right.
That was a high. We watched the Tonys at Annette.
That's not a high to me.
An award show in general is a high to me.
No, not that one.
But we love the Tonys.
In general, we didn't like the host, Ariana DeBose. We didn't like some of the performances, which is, the nature of the beast.
What was the best performance of the night, you think? Broadway's biggest night.
Maybe Merrily We Roll Along.
So good.
There's something about the 3 of them that feels so real.
Definitely.
Which I love.
Well, I just kept thinking, think about how long ago they were doing all those Vanity Fair videos and the talk shows.
That was months ago.
And they seemed so connected then. So here we are months later. Yeah. They're still in it. Yeah. And they're still feeling like that.
Right.
That Amazing. That says a lot about them, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, but they're forgettable to me. The Tonys as a whole. Nobody will talk about them in like 2 weeks. Sorry.
That's true, I guess.
And in an award show way, like the Oscars. Nobody talks about the Tonys that way.
We do. We watch the clips.
That's true. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Suffs. best performance of the night.
Fantastic, honestly. They were great.
I'm trying to think what else. Hell's Kitchen, that was a fun performance.
Oh, yeah. She was great, too.
Jay-Z came out.
Can't beat that. It was a good time.
Ariana DeBose
needs to retire from hosting.
I think that needs to be the end of the hosting career.
Right. Do another good movie, girl.
I know. I just think, like, do these things set you up for future success? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do a musical.
Right.
Or, like, something on Broadway. If you want to be the Broadway girl.
Why not?
Exactly.
And surely she has the opportunity. She's an Academy Award-winning actress.
There has to be something. But the hosting, I get why they continue to ask her back, but like last year with the writer's strike going on was terrible. Really she was literally just abandoned out there, and she does not have the personality for that.
No.
And this year, I will tell you too, the biggest issue I had, it wasn't funny. Mm-hmm. So like the hosting wasn't funny. Mm-hmm. The presenters didn't have like little bits. They were all just kept saying, there's something about theater that inspires the soul of... It's like, okay. Like 8 times, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, we are rooting for Ariana, though.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We love her.
She's very talented. I just don't know that, like
she's an
host,
MC.
yeah, is not the vibe.
Yeah, to move the show along.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Happy Tonys.
Happy Tonys.
Okay, we saw a lot of movies this week together. Last week we saw 1. This week we saw 4.
No way. I don't believe it. We're talking about 4 things. We better make it quick.
Oh, where do you need to be?
The bathroom.
Oh.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
The first, we aren't going in any order. The first thing we're going to talk about today, the one we just saw, Bikeriders.
Yeah, literally 30 minutes ago.
Starring Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy. But then also had Michael Shannon, who was not advertised.
And Mike Feist.
Which
you could very clearly tell was filmed before Challengers.
Correct. Definitely filmed before Challengers. Also, the movie... Okay, first. The movie is about... man, it's based on a true story. This man who took photographs and like audio of a bike riding gang from like 1965 to 1973. Mm-hmm. Those are not probably the correct dates, but somewhere in there. So it's told through the lens of Jodie Comer, who is one of the bike riders' wives, Austin Butler's, and about the gang and how it like changed over that year. So it's different interview points that he's checking in with her.
Yeah, through her retelling. Exactly.
The most like interesting thing pre the movie coming out was it was supposed to come out last year, but they took it back because the writer's strike. They said they couldn't properly promote it, and they didn't think the movie would go anywhere without promotion.
Right, which I think is interesting because I'm addicted to looking at theater sales before we even go to the movie.
Yeah.
And all the screenings this past couple of days, like on this side of town, at least in LA, were full.
Yeah.
Very, very full. Our screening tonight was not very full. We went at 5, so like maybe the later ones would be.
Yeah.
But what a great movie.
The trailer was just okay, and I thought this is not going to be very good.
Agreed.
But I thought it was fascinating. Held my attention the whole time. The world building.
Of course. And I think just to that way they told the story through her retelling.
Yep.
Just moved things along so quickly. It felt like it went by in a blink.
She's unreal.
Unbelievable.
Literally everything she's in, I'm like, where? And also, she has a great personality. All the like promos she's been doing, I'm like, what is your thing that's going to take you over?
There'll be something. Maybe it's this.
Yeah, maybe it is this.
But is it an Oscar movie?
No. And the time of year they're releasing it makes me think they do not have faith.
Yeah, that's a bummer because she really was fantastic.
Yeah.
And so was Austin Butler.
Austin Butler, also the first movie of this era of his career where he gets to just look like Austin Butler. So the whole movie looks like a GQ ad.
You're right.
But that, I kept thinking like in Dune, he doesn't have teeth and he's bald. And then in Elvis, he's Elvis.
Right.
So I was like, it's wild just to see him like looking like we know him. But he was great.
Oh my God.
And then Tom Hardy is like the gang leader who like starts the club up. They're not really a gang. They're like starting to become kind of, it's like the foreshadowing of a gang.
It was set up as like a club.
Yeah.
And then devolves into these nefarious activities.
Yeah. I loved like the the difference in time. Like you got to see sort of like people in the 60s and then like sprinkling in of like people of the 70s, like the time change through it. I also loved how they like pulled songs and they like reorchestrated them and then sprinkled like the songs into that.
I didn't notice
like
that.
When they're all lined up for the funeral and then it's like orchestration, but then it's like the song, like an oldie song playing underneath it.
Love that.
Yeah. It was a great movie, I thought.
There was an old man sitting next to us, and by next to us I mean like 3 seats over. Who couldn't take it. Because it is there are portions of it that are very violent.
Yeah.
And he left. I felt bad.
I did, and I went to get a refill, and he was just pacing in the lobby.
You think he was just like deciding, do I go back in or do I not go back in?
Yeah, it was too violent for him.
But he didn't come back
He didn't come back, so he made the choice. He went to see
Inside Out.
Oh, yeah, Inside Out. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I just... Is this movie for everybody? That's always what I think. That's our take, I think, always our takeaway. Is this for everybody?
It's not for Alex.
You don't think?
She does not like period pieces.
Interesting.
She refuses to go back.
I respect that.
Which I love, but it also sometimes I'm like, you would love this. Nope.
So I guess if you don't like a period piece, you won't like this movie.
But it's not, I mean, it's in the 60s.
Yeah, period piece to me is like Firebrand.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. My mom would like it, I feel like.
Yes. Also could have been a great miniseries.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So Focus Features, I think, is who picked it up.
Yeah.
And they said they gave it to them because they had done the same thing with The Northman, where like they sold it to them and then they did a really good job with distributing it. So they knew they would do the same with this.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. It's projected to make $9 million. For this kind of movie, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that is pretty good.
Yeah. Also, I mean, just the actors, you couldn't beat that team of people.
It's masterclass.
Yeah, I really loved it.
Masterclass level.
That's the Bikeriders. The next thing we're going to talk about, Treasure. We saw a lot of movies. I know. Are you ready to talk about these?
What? I couldn't even tell you what that is.
Lena Dunham and Stephen Fry.
Oh, my God.
It is about a girl whose father is a Holocaust survivor.
Right.
And her mother has passed, who is also a Holocaust survivor.
That's right.
And it is about her going to Poland in the 90s with her father, played by Stephen Fry, who... to like see where he grew up and sort of find her past, and also sort of him processing being back where all that took place.
Yeah, I would say we loosely saw that together because I slept.
You did sleep.
I slept. I saw maybe the first 20 minutes and then the last like 30.
Yeah, because it was long.
It felt long. It was, it just really didn't hook me. And I, feel bad saying that because I love Lena Dunham. Unabashedly.
Ultimate takeaway from the movie for me, it was just so nice to be with her.
Yeah, of course.
I think she was an interesting casting decision just because it wasn't funny.
Right.
And I think her style of acting really leans into comedy. Or it leans itself more towards heavier comedy.
Totally. The way she exists, the way she talks, everything about her.
And they sprinkled in a couple things like her food stuff and all that, where like they definitely, I understood like they knew they had Lena Dunham and they like played into that. But I thought she did better than I thought she was going to do, honestly.
Stephen Fry was great, and I saw honestly probably his best moments in the movie.
Oh my gosh, there was some really. It was one of those I definitely was thinking about after.
Interesting.
It was like there was some really heavy. Obviously, it's about the Holocaust, but I mean it was fascinating just to see that story and her going and trying to get the guy's stuff back. And I liked a lot of it, but it was like a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, of course. My question, which we don't know the answer to, I don't think.
Yeah.
Lena Dunham's company produced this.
Okay.
So did they acquire the script and she say, I want to be in it? Or was it the other way around? Where she was cast and then said, let me pull my production company into this?
I'd also like to know the answer.
Lena, please give us a call.
What happened to the lady she used to produce with?
Jenny Connor.
Yeah.
Well, they're not friends anymore.
Yeah. But like, what does she do now?
I think she still produces. Doesn't she produce Sex Lives of College Girls or something?
I don't know. With Mindy?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
She doesn't follow you anymore?
No. Where'd she? Oh, on Twitter. Maybe she does.
Find out.
I'll let you know right now.
Okay. But it was good. It wasn't the best movie, but I think it's an interesting watch. It was something I didn't feel like I had seen before.
She does follow me.
Oh, thank God. But I will say, if you're going to watch one movie that discusses the Holocaust this year so far, One Life. League's better.
Vanity Fair put it on their best movies of the year so far.
Which shocked me a little bit. Anthony Hopkins, I think he's going to sneak in somewhere.
As a winner?
Not as a winner, but I just think he's going to be part of the conversation for a movie that is, at that point, 11 months old. I mean, he was fantastic in that movie.
Didn't see it.
That's okay. Okay, anything else you want to say about Treasure?
No.
Okay. Next, we are going to talk about Tuesday, starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Lola, don't say that, Pettigrew, and Leah Harvey. It is about a woman whose daughter is dying of cancer.
Yeah. And
the bird of death, or death, presents itself as a bird.
Yeah.
And she deals with like loss. The daughter's dealing with dying, and they're also sort of healing their relationship like in her last days. It's an A24 produced movie, distributed movie. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, and I would say honestly, it's how we were just talking about how if this movie's for everybody, this movie is for basically nobody.
Yeah, it's definitely not a movie for everybody.
I would say if there's 100 million people that would want to possibly go see it, it's for maybe 100 people of those viewers. Very bizarre. I appreciate creative, original ideas. I love it.
Yes.
I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus, thinking this is a fascinating, interesting choice for me to do. Love it.
Yes.
But something about it really was a drag to watch. Not because it was sad. It was sad, of course. Yeah. But like it was just almost too lofty, too extravagant, too weird. It reminded me a lot of Swiss Army Man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Very fantasy based. Also kind of like ties in these like, weird stories that are happening in the world. But I think that's really kind of like a representation of these like stages of grief that Julia is going through as well. Because like I don't even know how to describe it. But in any case, not for me.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, all I kept thinking was if she had made a movie about a mother processing her daughter dying of cancer, and that was the movie, she would win, or at least be nominated for because her performance for how absurd the movie is. Yeah. She is like, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus can act. Right. She's not she's not Lucille Ball like slapstick comedy. She also really does have some like
dramatic heft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't disrespectful to Lucille Ball. Just saying that. Just clarifying that. But like so I knew she was gonna like kill it. Yeah. And You Hurt My Feelings. She is trying things, which I
also
like.
was an A24 movie, wasn't it? Or was it not?
I don't know. But that was a good movie, and she was great in that.
And that came out this year too?
Last year.
Oh, okay.
I saw it when I was home.
Oh, okay.
And there was one other person in the theater, and they were laughing like they were watching Seinfeld. And I was like,
it was an A24 movie.
Oh, okay. So they're really putting some...
She's a darling there.
Yeah, she's a darling there. And she should be. She's fabulous.
Yeah.
But I just thought, like, if she'd made that movie, it would have been, like, a huge career moment for her. And this... I just don't think they let it, it be heavy enough.
It was very silly, very good. And honestly, I said it before, but it really, if you hadn't seen Swiss Army Man, it's where Daniel Radcliffe plays a zombie, dead human being who comes back to life, and it's just very, very fantastical. Like there's obviously no way in the world that this would ever really happen or exist in the real world. That's what it reminded me of, and I couldn't set myself into this scenario. I didn't buy it.
Yeah. I just think every time they really had like a moment where I was like, okay, this is hitting me, then the bird would be rapping.
or smoking, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, or she'd swallowed the bird, or like it was like the bird. I honestly did not like the bird. And sorry, I know that's the whole idea of the movie. So
It really is,
but and it was really, again, we root for original content.
Of course,
that is something you have never seen before, and I don't think should ever be seen again. But I love her, and I 10 out of 10 root for her, and I'll watch every single thing that she does.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But just never this again.
No, A24 is really not having the year for me.
Yeah, it's mostly misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
But Problemista,
The best.
loved. There have been some good.
Yeah, of course.
Never mind. I'll take it back. Also, did you watch the Brandy trailer yet or no?
Like half of it.
Does that look good to you?
No, we talked about this personally, but it's not that it doesn't look good. There's a I don't know what the word is. There's just maybe a taste level that seems to be
like an A24 movie.
Yeah, it feels very TV movie.
Yeah, but I love that she's having this moment in time. Yeah. Did you listen to the Boy Is Mine remix?
No.
Okay. Have you listened to Ariana Grande's CD once since it came out?
No.
Maybe
some of the tracks, but not in full.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last movie we're going to talk about, Firebrand, starring Alicia Vikander and Jude Law.
The best.
Now, this is where I should have looked it up beforehand. It is about King George.
No.
Okay, it is about King
Harry.
Harry?
Wasn't it?
I think.
The 8th? King Harry the 8th?
One of us is wrong, and probably both of us are wrong. Adrian's probably right.
Should we take a bet?
You're right. I'm betting on you.
Firebrand.
Okay, let me explain, and then we'll get the name. It is about a king.
Henry.
We
were both wrong.
I said we probably both were wrong.
The 8th.
King
I was
Henry
right in the 8th.
Are you happy? Okay. Oh, okay. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. King Henry the 8th.
Yeah.
And his sixth wife, Catherine.
Yeah.
His other 5 wives have been killed. And this is the 6th wife. It is also, if you've like the musical Six, the same story. Or like...
I don't know that all of the wives were killed, were they? Or
I think
they just
2 of them were
left?
beheaded. One of them,
divorced.
They're divorced, babe. they all are gone. This is the 6th wife.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander. Jude Law is the king.
Yeah.
Who has like some sort of horrible disease going on his legs.
Infection. From battle.
Oh my God.
That was the most terrific thing I've ever seen. Okay, continue. That's not the whole movie.
It's just them. Okay, so it's about her. I couldn't even tell you. You say it. What happens?
The crucial crux of this movie,
yes,
revolves around the fact that she has like a lifelong friend who is preaching, the word of God in a way that King Henry does not agree with.
Yes.
The king and the crown has basically established like Latin versions of the Bible as the way of the land. And she is basically saying, why are we preaching the word of God in a language that we don't understand? And like, we need to rebel against the crown and XYZ. And so it revolves around the queen helping her basically get away.
Yeah.
And say, stay clear of this area. And it basically devolves from that, which is honestly like a very small action that the king, blows out of proportion, essentially.
Really?
Because he's very kind of power hungry and greedy, obviously. Yeah. So he, does not appreciate when people step on his toes. 2
horrifying images. Now, first, I love the movie. The first one, his legs. I could not stop thinking about his legs and her putting the maggot on his leg.
There were hundreds of maggots.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Also, that shot of his butt.
Horrific.
Jude Law, I don't even think about him like that, but like in my head is Alfie. Did you ever see Alfie with Jude Law?
Alfie.
I just watched that today.
That song?
That is what's from the old one with Michael Caine.
Oh, wow.
They remade it when he was in his like movie star era.
Oh.
And it is very cheesy, but I loved it. Okay. And I own the DVD.
Yeah.
But I like that in my head is who I see as like movie star Jude Law. And yes, he's older. He still looks great. But not even about his looks. It's just the shot of them going upward towards his naked spread behind.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. he was not his normal self. He's wearing obviously prosthetics.
Yeah, no. It's not even that. It was jarring to think about his butt like that.
It was a jump scare.
It really was like the way that man gasped and got up when they hit Homeboy's leg with the shovel.
Yeah.
That is how I felt when they showed just his butt. I was like, oh my God. It was like I was seeing something I wasn't supposed to see.
Yeah. And acting was unbelievable.
They were both. Alicia Vikander, where are you?
I know. I wish she would do more movies.
But if she comes out once every other year and does something like this,
yeah.
Fabulous.
Of course. It was shot so beautifully. And again, also kind of like the Bikeriders too. It felt very lived in. I was like, oh, this is legit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like they are not messing around.
Exactly. The way he just sort of existed,
Obsessed.
commanded his people, subjects.
Loved.
Also, something that we talked about in the car on the way home is that, like, most movies about royalty and, like, Renaissance style, I'm not using the right words, but you know what I mean. Royal court stuff. It's all very like grand and everything. This was like gritty. They were hot. They were sweaty. They rode like, it just nothing seemed grand. They obviously were rich and their life was rich, but like it was still nasty.
Squalor.
You could smell it almost.
Yeah, of course. Exactly.
And I loved that.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing.
But the two of them, they're like push and pull the whole movie.
Obsessed.
Absolutely obsessed.
They did take some creative liberties.
Yes, it is not historically correct.
Right. But the decisions they made were fantastic.
And the blessing is, I don't think about King Henry the Eighth ever. Mm-hmm. So if it's wrong,
Who cares?
Care.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, it will exist in our subconscious forever.
Oh yeah, like Blonde.
Yeah.
You ever think about how Blonde just like made up all this stuff about Marilyn,
right.
and now people will watch that and think, "Oh, that's what our life
exactly
was."
What happened. Exactly. So the same thing will happen with King Henry.
Yeah. I did have a thought in the movie today. Jodie Comer should play Marilyn Monroe. I think she'd be fantastic as that.
Okay, start writing.
No. Anyway, Firebrand. It'll be streaming in probably an hour. All of these movies. I mean, that's the thing. A24.
Yeah.
That's why I think Julia Louis-Dreyfus, they barely promoted that movie. It was nowhere. She did a little bit of promo, like on her own dime, I'm guessing. But we live in Los Angeles. I've seen not a single billboard for it.
True.
That to me is a sign like, oh, they're not promoting this movie.
They have no faith, right?
But it will be on what, HBO Max?
Probably.
Or is that where those movies go?
A lot of them are.
In like a week.
Yeah.
So like, why promote it?
Exactly.
I hate it.
That's
I hate
such a
this world we live
bummer.
in. Also, I've been meaning to ask you all week, what did you think about Eddie Redmayne's cabaret thing and sort of the reaction to him?
I had already heard and known that it was a very exaggerated, campy performance. So like, I mean, it obviously is weird seeing him do that, but
yeah,
it also kind of made sense.
Yeah, I think it worked, but people really freaked out about it. I don't know why people don't like him so bad.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
I do too. I think he's fantastic.
The Danish girl?
Yeah, amazing.
Stop. Unreal.
People are just haters.
Including us.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about those movies?
No, I think that's it.
Now it is time for our question of the week.
We do have a question and then a follow-up.
Oh, before he reads it, if you have a question for us about anything we talked about, anything you want to hear about, it doesn't have to be pop culture related, any questions at all, 919-675-CHAT, which is 919-675-2428.
It's from Frankie.
I'm going to stop doing that.
Why? It's not a voicemail.
Okay.
It's just 2 texts.
I'm going to try to hear his voice in my head.
Why do you think Katy Perry's new single is expected to flop? And where do you think she should go from here? Follow-up question the next day. I stand corrected. It's going to be a bop. So new question, who should replace Katy Perry on American Idol? So I'm going to take both of those questions.
Okay.
Just like we said 5 seconds ago, people are haters. Everybody, they want to tear everything down before it comes out, as it's out, and while it's done.
We build people up to tear them down. We will never probably in our lifetimes, as young people, I should say, in our era of being young, experience somebody having the moment that Katy Perry was having in Teenage Dream.
Yeah.
Like the biggest pop star in the world.
Yeah.
Most likely. Taylor Swift, I guess, Beyonce.
Yeah.
But she's definitely one of those that was having like that kind of thing. So, of course, the minute she has a moment that people aren't into, she chopped her hair off. The songs weren't good. Mm-hmm. It was like, let's eat her alive.
Never again. Exactly. Never again could we root for her.
What I like about her is she kept putting out music.
Yeah.
She didn't disappear. She did American Idol. She sort of gave people space, Anne Hathaway style, but was still present.
Right.
A lot of people are upset about her working with Dr. Luke, to which
Right.
I say Doja Cat has had a song on pop radio consistently for the last like 5 years. All were produced by Dr. Luke.
I didn't know that.
So
like why Katy Perry?
Super Freaky Girl by
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj was produced by Dr. Luke. So yes, you might have mixed feelings about that, but that's a lot of stuff directed at Katy Perry that is not, directed at everyone.
Exactly.
You can't just be selected because you don't like her.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
And also, he did produce most of her ultimate hits that we sing every single day of our lives.
So, like, logically, from a business decision, it makes, as Katy Perry, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though we may not agree with it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Kelly has spoken very poorly of him. So, of course, I in my head am like, but, she hasn't worked with him in 15 years. Katy Perry worked with him 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years
I'll say this. I like the album art or whatever single art that was, the photos that she took that were released. So I'm holding out hope.
Yes. I think she put out allegedly a fake snippet the day it got released that sounded like a Gap commercial. That was like, okay, this is going to be just all right. But then the snippet she put out yesterday where she's like dancing around in her closet, I thought that sounded like a bop. So I'm thinking it's going to be good. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be.
But people said that first release was fake.
Allegedly was fake.
I do not think that was fake.
Yeah, now that I'm hearing the second one that they're saying is real, it sort of sounds like those two puzzle pieces go together.
Right.
Wow. But I root for Katy Perry. I don't know why.
No, I do too.
I mean, I always root for the girls, the divas.
And I love that song. If you think it's over, then you really think it's over.
That was a jam. And honestly, I'm just going to say it. Smile. There were a lot of good songs on there. Witness was the misstep. But Swish Swish.
Right.
If we zoom out, it's a bop.
Now, in terms of American Idol, I have said... Well, first of all, actually, let me rewind. Our insider knowledge and correspondent, Rachel Stern, who works for Entertainment Tonight, went to the listening party for the album, for Katy Perry's album, and said it was good.
She said every single song was a bop.
So we're going to take that and run with it.
Yeah.
Katy Perry's replacement on American Idol should be Lizzo.
We have been discussing this at length. If Lizzo, girl, if you're listening to me, the way you fix your career is you go on American Idol, you show what people love about you, which is your personality and your compassion for people and just like your way you can relate to everybody.
100%.
And that's how you rebuild. Jennifer Lopez is the prime example. Yeah. Before she did American Idol, she was in a similar situation to where she's right now, where people are like over it. She's a joke. She's a has-been. She went on American Idol. It completely reshaped her career. Katy Perry, not wrong. I mean, she sort of did the same thing.
I think honestly, maybe they are looking at or at that position as a way of kind of reinserting yourself into the public eye.
100%.
Right.
That being said, I think it is going to be Meghan Trainor.
Me too.
She's been a guest on there several times. She's sort of at a place in her career where she's in, I don't mean to say an easy get, but like she's available. And she's been doing basically a full press campaign being like, it's my dream to be on American Idol. So I'm thinking she's definitely been in some sort of conversation for it. Which I think she'll be good.
I don't know that she makes sense with Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie.
Yeah, there definitely is like a light bulb off as far as like star wattage if it is Luke, Meghan Trainor, and Lionel.
Totally.
It's hard. Katy Perry is hard to replace.
That's a big person to replace.
And The Voice has scooped up a lot of. I mean, they've had Ariana, they've had Miley, they've had John Legend, they've had Nick Jonas, like Chance a lot of the personality type of singers that we see, like that do like talk shows and stuff. Yeah. A lot of them have done The Voice.
Totally.
Some people are still saying it's going to be Jelly Roll, but the idea of it being 3 men does not seem right to me.
Not happening.
So maybe it'll be 4 people.
Also not happening.
Because I think they have a $20 million salary to play with.
I don't think they're going to split it up amongst people, though.
Yeah.
Or adding 2 more.
I'll be watching. You're out of American Idol, you think?
Unless it's someone good that they replace with.
Yeah.
But I do think I'm off.
We'll know sooner than later, though, because they'll do auditions like in August.
Exactly.
If you have a question, thank you so much for your amazing question. If you have a question, you can email us at letschatwithcurry@gmail.com. You can call us or send us a voicemail or send us a text, 919-675-2428. It left my brain in the middle. Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm. I heard.
Dang. Now it is time for our Songs of the Week.
Mine is Your House, My House by Feline.
I don't want to find your t-shirt in the corner of my bathroom. I don't want to buy the breakfast that I know that you would like. I don't want to kiss somebody just to let you know I'm moving on. I don't want to go to parties just to show you I can be alone. Baby, I won't. Your house, my house, my bed, your couch. I don't really know the vibe these days. We could use a little time away. Your house, my bed, your couch. Think it over in a quiet place, but I've got my doubts.
Spelled Philine, if anybody wants to Google it. Or, I mean, it's on our playlists.
Yeah, you can listen to our playlist, Apple Music or Spotify.
That's right. It's great. And again, Patrick, I mean, this continues the theory that I'm obsessed, Patrick's theory that I'm obsessed with, like, Scandinavian pop. But this is more like singer-songwriter-ish, poppy. Yeah. Loved it.
Love it. My song of the week is Cut, ! By Maren Morris and Julia Michaels.
I've got clear skin from all the sleep, clear mind from therapy, yoga 4 days a week. How does she do it? On time, never late, find time to meditate. Yeah, these days I'm always great. How does she do it? I'm such a pro, put a hell of a show on. As soon as I close that door shut, I'm screaming, cut! I need a moment to just let my tears fall when they want. Honestly, fuck, I've held it in long enough. I'll give it all that I got. I'm screaming, cut.
There we go.
She's having a, like, middle... it's called intermission. So it's basically like... she's putting out something in between doing her last album and her next album that has like 5 songs on it. An EP is the word I was searching for, but I couldn't come to.
Yeah.
She is working with Jack Antonoff, which makes me nervous.
Who cares?
Me. Because I like Maren Morris. Mean. Who cares? Anyway, Songs of Bob.
Great.
What are you looking forward to this coming week?
We are seeing the Celine Dion documentary tomorrow.
In theaters. I cannot wait.
We are probably going to see Kinds of Kindness this week.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. A Quiet Place.
And A Quiet Place.
In IMAX.
It's a big week for movies. It's a big month for movies.
It really is. It's summer.
It's summer.
That was pretty good.
No, I meant in summer.
Now go up another key.
I can't.
Come on.
Olaf doesn't go that high.
Maybe I should get a keyboard and I can teach you voice lessons.
Great.
I can plunk it out.
Great.
Anything else you want to say?
No. Hydrate. It's hot.
It is so hot.
It was 105 degrees today in the valley where we were.
And we're not even in the heat wave like most people.
No.
Bless y'all.
I know.
I
God
hope y'all
bless.
got good air.
Me
Drink
too.
a lot of water.
Yeah,
I'm
liquid
saying
IV.
that for myself.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to Let's Chat with Curry and Adrian. If you enjoyed the show, and we know you did, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Keep the conversation going by following me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Curry Terrell, and Adrian on Instagram at Adrian McMill, and Twitter at @YoAdrianMcMill. Discover our weekly song picks by adding our playlist on Spotify or Apple Music, all linked in this week's episode description. Got questions or feedback? Email us at letschatwithcurry@gmail.com. See you next time. Bye, y'all.